I don't know how far we went the other day, so I'm just going to review. If we already did one like this, it's a review. If we didn't do one like this, then it's not a review. We're starting class. So it's either a review or starting over. I'll write it out so you can see it. This says the log, L-O-G, base M, of the square root of 2x to the fifth over z to the third. First thing I would do, is there any logarithmic properties with a radical? No. So get rid of the radical. So how do you get rid of that radical? Erase it or what?
Change it to a fraction.
Change it to a rational exponent, yes. So big set of parentheses. And then you could bring that 1/2 out front, or you could distribute it using the power rule. I think we started on this one yesterday or the other day. Huh? I think it was one we started on last, or I can't remember. It's a review if not. If you can't do it, then we all know you're a failure. It was what? Okay. Well, we'll just write this down as a review over the end of the last class. So I'm going to rewrite this before I even start. I'm going to get rid of that radical. So that'd be log base M of 2x to the fifth power over z to the third raised to the what? To the 1/2 power. Now, like I said, you can pull the 1/2 out front and put everything in a big set of brackets, or you can distribute the 1/2 using the power rule, and that would be 2 to the 1/2 x to the 5/2 over z to the 3/2. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. So I'm not going to deal with that 1/2 because it's a fraction. Now this was a 4, and this was a 2, and this was a 4. I would. Why? Because it's even. Since it's not even, and it's not going to come out with whole numbers, I'm going to pull this thing out front using the power rule. Okay? So, and when I said power rule there's two power rules. There's the power rule for logarithms that says I can bring this out front, and then there's the power rule for exponents that says I can distribute this with each one of these. Either way, you'll get the same answer. So I'm going to pull it out front, and when I do that, what do I put around the problem? You put a big set of brackets or parentheses because that 1/2 goes with everything in here. That's a mistake students make. So log doesn't matter. Just whatever you like. 2x to the 5th over z to the 3rd. Now you can use your product rule and your quotient rule to break this up. So go ahead and do that. And we did that Monday or Tuesday, whatever day we were here. Dang, was that the day the horses got out?
Yeah.
That was a bad day. No, the horses got out Monday. I think the horses got out Monday. I'm glad I didn't have my gun with me. I would have shot one of them. Okay, what do you want to use first? A lot of people use the quotient rule first, because that way you get rid of the fraction. So log base m of 2x to the 5th minus log base m of z to the 3rd. Now remember, with logarithms and exponents, you don't need to do anything by a certain order. You could have done the product rule, and you would have had log base m of 2 plus log base m of x to the 5th over log base 3 m of z to the 3rd. You could have done that. But this is a whole lot easier for people to actually see because you undo the fraction first by the division. And what does that represent? That subtraction represents what? The division symbol, the fraction, yes. Okay, so now, what's the only other thing we have together? The x to the 5th and the 2. So I'm going to take my handy dandy magenta. Yeah, just come on in whenever, that's fine.
Time figures.
Okay, and there's the multiplication right there and right there. So that means that we're going to use not the quotient rule, but the what? Product rule. And I'll take my handy dandy virtual cursor and we will make this go down. And now we get 1/2. No coffee in class.
Sorry.
Just can't take you anywhere.
Incoming
Log
transmission.
base m of 2 plus log base m of x to the 5th minus log base m of z to the 3rd. And of course, take my handy dandy highlighter, and that multiplication is represented by that plus. And the minus represents the division. Now there's one more step before you get the final answer, and it's not distributed into 1/2. Somebody tell me what it is. The exponents, good. Move the exponents. Log base m of 2 plus 5 log base m of x minus 3 log base m of z. And that is your final answer. You could put the 1/2 in front of all of them. So that would be what? 1/2 log of m to the base m of 2 plus 5/2 log base m of x minus 3/2 log base m of z. That's it. On the test, if I give you 20 problems, I guarantee you 10 of them are going to be something like this. Okay? So if you don't know your properties, you're pretty much going to suck at it. Because you got to know your properties when you get to calculus. Let's see which one it is. So let y'all know I know what I'm doing. 1/2. Okay, they factored out the 1/2. Looks like B, maybe.
Still has an X.
No, it doesn't. Can you like be quiet for a minute? All right. Look there, we got it right. All right, next one. Go the other direction. Let's see if you can go the other direction now. Make it expanded and condense it into one log. Log. I'll write it down for you. Log base A. I wish I could write slow with a pen because this is very aggravating. X. I'm just going to have to slow down because I'm going to make this my last one. Plus log base A of Y minus log base A of M. Any of you have Chad Gregory for history? He's a good one. Yeah, if you get him, you can have fun in his class.
Does he teach American?
I don't know. You just have to. I know he's a history. He and I, we go on a bunch of foolishness on Facebook together. He's a. You really don't know what he is. You don't know if he's a Republican or a Democrat because he kind of does both sides, but he doesn't ever tell what he is. I think he's a little bit right of middle. I think he's a little bit right of middle. Common sense. Because a little bit left of middle and a little bit right of middle is common sense. That's the common sense people, which is about 70% of the nation. Huh? No, I think he's from China. Chad Gregory from China, yeah.
Sure, that one.
He looks like Will Ferrell with curly hair. Huh? No, he's got a very, very dry personality, but you can pick up on it. Very sarcastic. He's not like the kind of person that has a dry personality and he throws a joke out there and then you just sit there like this. You pick up on his. He's very funny.
So did you get your trade class that semester? Or?
Y'all got to get a list of it.
You have to do it?
Yep. I have to get students to do it. So I need to know who in here wants to take trig. You're using fall, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you need to put, I would like to take trig in the fall at the Anderson campus. And you put your name and then pass it around to anybody. And if we get 9 or 10 people, then they'll open it up.
Do you need it for radiology?
Probably. For some reason, I think y'all just need one college class, but I don't know. You need to ask, or we need to research it and find out. And I think I've already talked about the different majors. If you're a science major, then you're going to need trig or better. All right. Pass that around, see how many you get. All right, so we've got a plus here. So take our handy dandy highlighter. That plus represents what? Multiplication. This negative represents what? Division, Hubert. That's right, class. Because not only can you go from division to subtraction and multiplication to addition, you can go the other way. You can go from addition to multiplication and subtraction to division. But does all three have to be the same? Yes. These guys all have to be what? Log base A. If they're not log base A, then USOL. You might as well just leave them alone. If this was log base M, log base B, and log base A, could you do anything? No. You just leave it like that and say it cannot be done. The bases have to be the same. So, what can you do with these two guys with the plus? Put them together by what? Okay, so that'd be log base A of xy minus log base A of m. Now, what we just did is we just took the addition and we made it into what? Multiplication. But we still got the subtraction symbol right there. So now it's going to be log base A of x, y over what? And that's your answer. Because that subtraction is representative of the fraction mark. So how you feel? Y'all feel good there? All right, let's move on for more discouragement.
So trig is like geometry?
No, it's right angle trig. Trig is trig.
What was your favorite kind?
Trig, algebra and trig. Calc 1 was right behind that. That's my three favorite subjects.
What about problem stat?
Problem stats really not math. It's basic math with a lot of word problems. Well, it's what it is. People try to make it into this hard math. It's not. It's just basic math with word problems.
How many people do you need to take a class?
If you can get 9 to 10 people to sign it, I think I could get the class to make.
How many people are there?
3.
4.
All right, try this one. I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm going to snip it. And snip it good. I guess we don't have any Dio fans. Who's that? 80s band. Dio. How do I bring in? Can I bring in? Nope, I cannot. Okay, we'll do this. We'll change it to a whiteboard. And then I can bring it in. I'm bringing it in so y'all can see it. That other one's kind of small.
Are you talking about fall or summer semester?
Fall.
Fall, like after the summer. Just sign it.
Already?
All right, there you go. 2 log of base B of Z plus 5 plus log base B of 3Z plus 6. Now, before you do this one, you have to do something with that 2. You have to get that 2 out of the way. Good. My college algebra, my Calc 2 students got 9 and sent it to gave it to the guy downstairs, the director. He's trying to get it put on for fall for Calc 3 or DPQ.
How many do you got?
What?
How many do you got?
9.
You got 9?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, maybe we can get one more. If we get one more, it'd be nice.
I don't think we'll take it, huh?
Well, sign it. That'll help. There'll be some people coming in. Once you get 5 or 6 people in the class, people will say, okay, it's going to make, and they'll start registering for it.
And then what you know about my lines supplies?
Huh?
What?
What's he talking about?
Great Mountain Festival.
You all right? You on drugs?
No, I'm tired.
You said,
My cousin Denny, are you on drugs? Huh?
Sim 111 is prerequisite to
Calculus.
calculus, right?
110 and 111 is prerequisite for calculus. You got to have both.
Okay.
All right, so with that handy dandy power rule of logarithms, we can bring that up. This room is genius. I think somebody messes with this room just for the heck of it. So that's going to be log base B of Z plus 5 raised to the what? How about the second? Plus log base B of 3Z plus 6. Now that plus tells us that we're going to have multiplication. So log base B of Z plus 5 quantity squared times 3Z plus 6. I don't think you need to go any further, but what could you do? Well, shortcut number 1, Z squared plus 10Z plus 25 times this, and then do that, and you're going to get like 5 or 6 terms. But I don't think you need to go any further. And I hate to keep doing these things over and over and over, but that's what y'all need before you do the homework. And if you don't do the homework, then you're pretty much going to suck on the test. I don't know. You should be able to do it now. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Is it open? I don't know. I haven't looked.
Yeah, it's open and it's assigned, it just doesn't have a due date.
Okay, well, if we don't have a due date, y'all can get in there and do it. All right, try that one. That's a good test question right there. I'll cut it out. What happened to my snippet tool?
Incoming transmission.
Y'all don't like Star Trek? Y'all make fun of everything I got on my phone. Heck, gum, at least I ain't got gummy bear. Yeah. The computer actually is Gene Roddenberry's wife. Did y'all know that? Nothing, forget it. I said the computer voice on Star Trek, the Next Generation, and I think Voyager is Gene Roddenberry's wife. The person that wrote Star Trek. I ain't gonna say nothing.
I like Star Wars.
Yep. I ain't gonna say nothing. As long as it's on the big screen, y'all know about it. Who's Gene Roddenberry? Just somebody that created the whole Star Trek thing. That's all. Hadn't been for Star Trek, there wouldn't be any Star Wars. You don't think so? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, what's his name? George Lucas? What do you think he grew up on? Chewbacca's romper room? I'm just ready to quit.
I think it was Star Wars. Like Star Trek 1 or 2, they got to go get a humpback whale and save the world.
Yep.
Come on.
It was the 80s. That was the only graphics they could do back then.
That's what Star Wars is in the 80s. Wasn't Jaws?
That old Jaws, that was the movie. 77. I was 11 years old. Never did go in the ocean after that. Still don't like to go into the ocean. My son loves Jaws. Nope, he don't like to go. He likes to go about waist deep, and that's it. He won't go out further than that. And I'm glad, because I don't want to see him get chomped.
You ever watch Shark Week?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's a shark? This is no joke. We was on vacation, and there's several families that go on vacation together. And one of the sons had just graduated high school, and we were talking about bicentennial quarters. And he said, "What does bicentennial mean?" And I could not believe that a high school graduate did not know what bicentennial meant. He thought it was a transsexual.
Oh my God. No.
Or he thought it was one of those people that dress up like a woman but are a man, or a woman dressed up like a man. Or whatever he thought was bisexual. I don't know what the bisexual word is, so I don't know what the definition of bisexual. I guess somebody likes both, swing both ways. I don't know. All right, y'all done? Or y'all pretty much suck at it? Okay. Well, at least we've got realism going. Take that negative 2/3 and that 1/2 and do what? Put it to the exponent. What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking about logarithms, right? Yeah, you're trying to work on it, but you can't because they're distracting you, right? Well, you can come up here and sit on the front row if you want to. Oh, okay, there isn't any room, okay, yeah, whatever. All right, so log base 8 of 4m squared raised to the what? Negative 2/3 plus log base 8 of 16m squared raised to the what? 1/2. Now, you can actually get this right here needs to be fixed because this is negative what? And that ain't good. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 8 of 4m squared to the negative 2/3 over 1
Incoming transmission.
plus log base 8 of the square root of 16m squared. And somebody tell me what the square root of 16m squared is. Okay, so that's log base 8 4m. I'm going to flip this. That's going to give me log base 8 of 1 over 4m squared raised to the 2/3 power. And we're going to clean this up a little bit. You notice what you're doing with this problem. You're manipulating it. And that's all you do in Calc 1 and 2. You do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it till you're sick of it. Why? Because when you get to a problem in the real world, whether it be a financial problem, whether it be a mechanical problem, whether it be a human resource problem, the first thing you're going to have to do as a person to fix it is to break it up into its what? Into its parts. Break up a problem, then you find out where the problem is, then you what? You fix it. Nobody is ever going to walk up to you and ask you to do this math problem. But you have to learn the problem-solving process somewhere. Or you can just live in a shop for 2 or 3 years and you'll learn the problem-solving process. But not all of you get to live in a what? Shop. So how do you learn it? With English? I don't think so. With history? No, we learn where we screw up in the past with history. So we don't do it again. It does help, but it's not problem solving. The only problem solving process in academia is physics and math. That's it. And you've got to learn that process. Or forget the math and just spend 5 or 6 years in an engineering firm or a shop or a mechanical engineering firm or a mechanical shop that makes parts, and then come back and take the math, and then you'll understand the problem-solving process even more. But don't go into redneck attitude and say, "When we ever gonna use this thing?" Shut up, you're retarded. Okay? Don't say that. I can't stand when people say that. "When we ever gonna use this thing?"
Shouldn't you,
Be quiet, I'm talking right now.
the log 8.
What?
Shouldn't like the ends be moved down and the 4 kept at the top since the 4 is separate? Like the 4 is positive.
What are you
You know
talking
what I'm
about?
talking about?
What is the square root of 16?
No, I'm talking about, no. To the
I haven't finished this problem yet.
okay.
Can I be in charge for a while?
Yeah.
Okay? This comes down. All right, now, are you going to distribute that with this and that? Yes. You can do that. Or you can say the 3rd root of this squared. You can do that. And then distribute the 2. I don't care. It's up to you. I don't care what you want to do. Log
Incoming transmission.
base 8 of 1 over and 4 to the 2/3, and that's going to be m to the what? 4/3 plus log base 8 of 4m. And that's going to be log base 8 of 1 over the cube root of 4 squared times the cube root of m to the 4th plus log 1 over log base 8 of 4m, blah, blah, blah. You can't take the cube root of this. Well, let's see, the cube root of 16, I don't think you can. You can break it up into the cube root of 8. Yeah, the cube root of 8 times the cube root of 2 is really not going to help you. You can take the cube root of m to the 3rd. So I think probably we're done right in here. I think this is probably it, but I'll finish it. I think these are probably going to be your 2 answers. But I'll finish it. Log base 8 of 1 over the cube root of 8 times the cube root of 2 times the cube root of m to the 3rd times the cube root of m plus all this stuff right here. We've already finished that. And then what's the cube root of 8? 2, Hubert. That's right, class. All I heard was and then the cube root of m cubed is m. Those 2 are gone. And that leaves you with the cube root of 2m, which is over there and there, plus 1 over log base 8 of 4, whatever it was, 4m. That could be an answer also. And actually you need the square root of 2m, or cube root of 2, yeah. No, square root of you multiply by the cube root of 4m squared, cube root of 4m squared, and then you could get that out of the radical, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see what their answer is. It's going to be one of those 3. I don't think it's going to be the last one. Y'all have to tell me which one I got. Oh, they didn't even go that far, did they? They just went 1 step. Oh well, which one did we get? Let me do this so we can make sure.
Incoming transmission.
I don't know what that is, but it's about to drive me crazy. All right, and this guy right here. I'm looking to see what they did. Oh, they left it under the radical. Oh, I know what they did. They factored out. Oh boy. I wouldn't do that, but that's what they did. There's another way you can do it. If you want to do it, I'll show you. But that's one way to do it. I'll take that answer. This answer right here. I'll take one of those. But you could actually factor out. That's what they're doing, is they're factoring out. Let me just show you how they're doing it. I got a different answer because they're factoring out negative 2/3. I think that's what they're doing. You can factor out a 1/3, but you always factor out. If I give you x squared, really? If I give you x squared plus x, what do you factor out? What do you factor out? You factor out the lowest what? Exponent, right? What's the lowest exponent here? Or what's the lowest? That's going to be negative what? 2/3. That's going to be your lowest exponent. So what they're doing is they're factoring out a negative 2/3 before they even start. Don't ask me why. They just want to show you a different way. So I'm going to factor out a negative 2/3. And I'm going to write what I'm actually doing, because if I don't, you're going to be confused and say, well, where did you get that? So when you factor, you actually what? Divide or multiply? That's not rhetorical. I'm asking you. When you factor, what do you do? Divide, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Negative 2/3 log base 8 of 4m squared divided by negative 2/3 plus 1/2 log base 8 of 16m squared divided by negative 2/3. Well, I factored it out. This is what I'm actually doing. And what happens with this 2/3? That cancels, and you're left with that. So now I've got negative. That's where you get this radical from, right there. So radical negative 2/3, and that's going to give me log base 8 of 4m squared, and then 1/2 divided by 2/3 is going to be a fraction divided by a fraction. You multiply by the what? And that's going to make this a negative. And I'm going to put this reciprocal of 3/2 right here. And that'll make what? 3/4. So that's going to be negative 3/4 log base 8 of 16m squared. Now, whatever you do from here on out, that negative 2/3 is going to be on the outside. So we'll just draw a little thing that means it's going to be on the answer. Now let's focus on this. And that's going to be log base 8 of 4m squared minus log base 8 of 16m squared raised to the what? 3/4. I'm sorry, what? Well, it'd be negative 3. You can bring the negative. You can bring the negative with this. Make that plus. Okay? Can't hit delete. You got to go down here and hit delete here. You can't just hit delete. That'd be too simple. All right, so I'm just going to bring that down. I'm not worried about that. Now we've got this. You can put this log base 8 of 4m squared times what? Times 16m squared to the negative 3/4. Now you can bring this down below this because that's what? A negative exponent. So that's over 1, so you can flip it. And that's going to be log base 8 of 4m squared over 16m squared raised to the what? 3/4, and you're starting to see this fraction right here form for one or two of these answers here. So let's go ahead and distribute this 3/4, or take the cube root or the fourth root of exponent over index. So you could do that. Log base 8 of 4m squared over the fourth root of 16 to the third m to the what? 6. That 3 goes with that 16. 3 times 2 is what? 6. The fourth root of 16 is what? 2? 2 cubed is what? 8. So that works out to be 8. We're going to get that cancel out over here eventually. So that's going to be in the fourth root of this. Let me see what that comes out to be. Log base 8 of 4m squared over 8. And then the fourth root, 4 will not go into 6. So I'm going to have to change that into the fourth root of m to the fourth times the fourth root of m squared. And the fourth root of m to the fourth is m. So log base 8 of 4m squared over 8m times the fourth root of m squared. And that will take this out, and that'll be a 2. And that will take this out. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me back up. That will take this out and leave an m. So we're starting to see, I think we're starting to see something. Log base 8 of what? M over what? Over 2, let's see, 2.
M squared.
Under the -2 on top.
No, this first one right here. And m to the first takes that square out and leaves m. And then we've got the cube root or the fourth root of m squared. Now we're starting to see m over 2. We're starting to see an m appear in some of your, and that 4 we haven't finished yet because we still got that -2/3 out front. So that -2/3, it can come back into this, and this to be to the -2/3. So if we wanted to make this a +2/3, what would we do to the inside? Flip it. And that's going to be log base 8 of 2 fourth root of m squared, 2 fourth root of m squared over m, somebody help me out, make sure I write it down right, raised to the what? 2/3 power?
Yeah.
And that's exponent over index, so that's going to be the third root of all this stuff squared. Log base 8 of the third root of all of this, fourth root m squared over m, all that squared. So we go over here. And just do the math. So 2, that'll be 2. I'm going to just distribute this 2 using the power rule of exponents. Log base 8 of the cube root. What's 2 to the second power? 4. What is the fourth root of m squared raised to the second power? Should be the square root of m squared. Square root of m squared over, and what's m squared? should be m squared. So that's going to be log base 8 of the cube root of 4. And what's the square root of m squared? M, and that'd be m squared down there. And that'll cancel with this. And I get cube root of 4 over m. Log base 8 of cube root of 4 over m. Is there one of those up there? Okay. Huh? Why? Well, that's why I don't like to write with the pen. Because if I couldn't have done that up here, we'd still be 45 minutes with the mouse up here. Okay. So let's check and see if I at least know what I'm doing. Dang old got in math mode there for a minute. I'm sorry, I don't know what you got over me. Okay? All right, let's do one more. I don't know what one, that's 36. All right, here's a simple one. Now, we're changing gears here a minute, and the only thing, and this is what I do when I'm in differential equations, when I teach differential equations, everything's natural log. And sometimes I tell students the best thing to do when you have a natural log is change it into log base what? Base E. Good. Somebody wrote down notes that day. One person. Natural log of x minus 3 natural log of y. Now, do you have to change it to log? No, you do not. You can just do the natural log properties are the same as log properties. You can go ahead and do the power rule. You can do the quotient rule. You can do that if you want to.
So you could move that behind, like, on the X.
Yeah, you could do it that way. I'll do both ways for you. But the reason I change it into the log sometimes is when I get confused. Because sometimes it helps to write it in log, especially if you're used to dealing with log. So this would be 5 log base E of x minus 3 log base E of y. And that's this room is possessed. Like I say, I was in calculus all morning in that next room, and that's the only problem. I come over here and have all kinds of problems. It's a conspiracy. Or you could go natural log of x to the 5th minus natural log of y to the 3rd. You can start off with that. Over here, we do log base E of x to the 5th minus log base E of y to the 5th. I'm sorry, to the 3rd. And then over here, we can go log of x to the 5th over what? X to the 3rd. Whatever. Thank you. And then over here, we can do log base E of x to the 5th over y to the 5th. One. Did I do something wrong? Now, some teachers will kind of smirk or whatever when you write log base E of the answer, but you cannot get marked wrong for this. mathematically. I mean, if you wrote it on a test, I would mark it right. But they're looking, it's kind of like if you start with a fraction, you what? End with a fraction. If you start with natural log, you what? End with natural log. So it's kind of along the lines of that rule. So no, that's what I punch in there. That's just, no, 7, I like 7. It's real easy to add in my head. All right, natural log of x to the 5th over y to the 3rd. Is that what I got? And we feel good about ourselves. Okay? Now, right quick, before I let y'all go, because that's 5.3. Y'all are done with 5.3 pretty much. So you should be able to get the homework done now. Let me call the roll. And I didn't take roll the other day for some reason. I think that was the day I canceled class. I'll just give everybody. Don't leave yet. I don't know what day that was. I think that was last Thursday, wasn't it? Yep, no. Wasn't that day.
It was like before that.
Tuesday. No. Hold on a minute.
It was like a whole week before spring break.
Okay.
It was on Thursday.